What's going on, everybody? zxevik here. We're bringing you some Silph Arena Pokemon Go content today. Recently, I was able to participate in 2 tournaments hosted by Wallower's Discord. Shoutouts to Wallower and Greg T8262 for putting those together and hosting the tournaments. Some of the most prestigious top battlers in the world, GBLA battlers, leaderboarders, top Silph players were in this tournament. It was an Ultra League tournament with some factions rules to it, as in there's a restricted list, as well as the ability to TM movesets in between matches, not between battles, but in between your opponents individually. So you basically take a look at your opponent's team, see if the movesets you have work. If not, you can change them, but as soon as the matches start, you cannot TM the movesets afterwards. So I was able to get my last 3 rounds where I went as a total 6-1 in 7 rounds and tied 4-way for first place. Also in the last round, beating the person who was undefeated in the tournament and was able to tie with them for first place. So quick about the team. So again, the restricted list allows Registeel. The last one didn't, so my team was a little bit different to accommodate for the Registeel being in the meta. And then you had a restricted list. You could only bring 2 things inside of that list. I don't have the full list in front of me, but it includes things like Defense Deoxys, Scrafty, Giratina, Altered, Registeel, Trevenant, Walrein, just like the really OP stuff. So I got to go over these battles. I wasn't expecting to at first, but after going 6-1, having a 4-way tie for first, and I had my last 3 rounds saved, I figured, let's do it. Let's get into these battles. Let's show them off to the community, because I want you guys to see just how sweaty and how awesome these battles were. These battlers were amazing, by the way. Everybody I battled in this tournament was like world-class level. I did not have an easy round in any of these. So All Flutter is the first opponent that I have recorded here. Let's see these battles. Now, I've noticed in her team, she's got Meganium, Trevenant. So Pidgeot seems very good here, but so does Drapion. Scrafty seems pretty solid, but my Defense Deoxys is like my go-to trusted, I got it in just about every single match here, to be honest. It's just so good in tournament play because of its moveset. But she's going to swap in this Muck here. I'm going to throw the Psycho Boost. Actually, I'm going to get a shield. And then I will swap in my Drapion. Now, I know that the Drapion comes in here because I can hit it back with very, very spammy crunches. And the only thing that this Muck can hit me back with in kind is Thunder Punches. Everything else is resisted. So it feels like a very good matchup in my favor. So I want to maintain alignment on the Lapras here, because I've also got Scrafty. So while I don't necessarily need Switch here, I also want to be able to make sure that I'm not getting locked in with my Deoxys against, for example, maybe the Trevenants in the back. So I do prioritize winning Switch here, but I'm overloading on my energy just a bit to make sure I get to the next move here without letting Muck get to another move and possibly taking me out, because I cannot let my opponent get Switch on me here if I can help it. So I'm going to throw this Crunch here very quickly, and I'm hoping to either get the Lapras back out so that I can keep Deoxys on it and keep Scrafty just in case, something else is in the back. Lapras is going to come in, and I'm going to be able to get to 1 more Crunch before Lapras is going to be able to farm me down here now. At this point, this is actually very good, because not only do I have 2 very solid answers to Lapras, but Lapras now also takes some damage as well, and he gets a defense debuff. So she comes out. I'm going to bring in the Scrafty because that's the preferred answer, and then I'm going to be able to align Deoxys against the Altaria, and I've got Rock Slides to deal with Altaria. So thankfully, I'm not going to have to worry too much about this. Even if my Deoxys goes down, my opponent now is down 2 shields, or down 0 shields to my 2 shields, and I'm going to be able to get Scrafty in on this thing. I'm not even shielding. There's no reason to. I'm going to go for 1 more Rock Slide, and then I'm either going to let my Scrafty come in and foul play everything and power up punch the Lapras into oblivion, or I'm going to be able to get a Psycho Boost off and put the Altaria actually in farm range before it takes me out. So she's going to throw here very smartly to prevent me from getting to the Psycho Boost. I'm going to shield. I want the Psycho Boost. I want to get it off, and she comes in with Lapras to try and catch it. Excellent play by my opponent. But unfortunately, it wasn't aligned with the move, so I was able to react in time. I'm going to get Scrafty in here to take out this Lapras, and then Lapras is going to go down to Scrafty, and I'll just be able to throw a foul play and be able to take game 1 here. And as always, stay hydrated, folks. Water is important. Foul play is going to be able to hit this Altaria and take out the rest of the HP bar. It's going to be a good game. It was kind of RPS-y. The Altaria was a cool pick, though. I definitely like the Altaria. We'll get into game 2 here. Deoxys, once again, Deoxys is like the best lead against this team. If she leads the Trevenant, I have a plan with having 2 things that are going to be effective against the Trevenant. but she's going to have the Registeel here. Now, I do have to worry about this because I'm not running Thunderbolt. So everything that I'm going to throw is resisted, but the counter damage does add up pretty nicely. I want her to throw the Zap Cannon, and then I'm going to bail out to my Drapion to try and draw something out. She's going to come in with the Altaria. Now, the thing is I know about Altaria is that it does lose in the 2 shields. So if I decide, if she shields, I'm shielding. But she doesn't shield. So I'm going to continue building up my crunches here, and I will just throw the move. And I'm just going to match shields at this point. I know that the even shield scenarios, I'm pretty sure Altaria actually loses them. And if not, I know it definitely loses the 2 shield. But I'm going to double up on crunches here, see if I can either pull a shield or flip switch here on my opponent and try to get Scrafty against the Registeel. But instead, she lets it go. So I'm going to go a little bit, I'm going to make myself get a little bit lower. I don't want to give the Registeel too much farm if I do end up winning switch here, which she shields, which that is huge. Because even though I go down, Deoxys can easily tank a move and farm down here. And then Scrafty is going to be able to take care of literally everything else on this team except for the Altaria, which, you know, clearly is gone now. So even against the Muck, it does pretty well. So I'm going to be able to continually farm up a little bit here, and I'm going to throw a Psycho Boost. I'm going to do a little bit of chip damage before I dip out into my Scrafty, and I do want to keep some energy on my Deoxys just in case something in the back doesn't like doesn't like the damage that I can do between Psychic and Rock Slide being pretty much maybe the Lapras. So she brings in the Muck. This is probably the other hardest thing for me to deal with, the Scrafty. But the thing is that Muck is not very bulky as far as being able to tank multiple Foul Play. Like, yes, the Foul Play doesn't do a ton of damage, but at this point, I know that going for the Foul Play right away is not likely to get a shield. But if I land the Foul Play, and then I'm going to start baiting after this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait with the Power Up Punch here, hopefully get the shield, and then afterwards I can definitely land the Foul Play without any worry if I get the shield. So I pull the shield off of my opponent's Muck here, and now I can safely shield and go for this Foul Play, and then Registeel basically has to throw a move. It cannot farm me down from this range. So that's going to basically pull the Muck out of the picture, and then it's between Registeel and Scrafty to take care of this Registeel, which we get some lag, unfortunate, but I'm going to be able to outpace to this move. I'm going straight for the Foul Play just to try and finish it off, and I know that my Deoxys, if it gets, you know, if my Scrafty gets taken out beforehand, then I'm going to be able to come in with the Deoxys and probably hit it with a couple Psycho Boosts, and then we go to Game 3. Game 3, once again, Deoxys, lead with the Muck. I'm going to go straight for a Psycho Boost, and then I'm going to try and dip out. I think what I do first is I try to tank a move, or I'm going to catch... Alright, so I'm going to go... I know that I think it's 8 Poison Jabs to the Dark Pulse, so what I'm looking to do here is I'm going to try and get her to throw energy into my Deoxys, and I'm going to swap on 8 and catch the Dark Pulse on Drapion, which was probably the biggest thing in this matchup, because if I had taken that Dark Pulse on my Deoxys, that would have been a problem. So the Registeel is going to come in now, and while this isn't a great matchup for Drapion, it does get to a lot of crunches before the Registeel can take it out. And now, basically, what I'm able to do is Registeel is going to be free farm for something, and it's probably going to be Deoxys, to be honest. If Muck is in the back, we'll shield this up. If Muck is in the back, basically my plan here is to get the Registeel lower. I will commit 1 shield and do it, just throw as many crunches as I can. If I win switch, great. If I get defense drops, great. If you know, if I can get a ton of free farm on something else, great. My opponent does get the CMP here, and I will now let this go. I don't know if Drapion lives from here, but I'm going to find out. And Drapion is going to be able to hold on with a few HP, get 1 more crunch off before it goes down. Unfortunately, now I'm going to have to give this Registeel a lot of farm, but now they're at a point where I can easily farm them down just as well. And the only thing here that I have that can safely take this energy is Deoxys. She's still got that Muck there in the back, and everything else on the team, after Muck, even after Registeel is gone, like Deoxys can handle all of it. So with energy, I'm totally fine with letting this go. And she comes with Meganium, and this thing is such a cool pick, to be completely honest. I'm going to try and chip it with a Rock Slide. She's up a shield. This is going to be a problem. However, Scrafty with 1 shield, and the only thing I'm going to shield at this point is the Frenzy Plant. And I don't even have to shield this at this point, but I would rather shield it now because I know that this is going to be the hardest hitting move left in the game. And now I'm going to start baiting power-up punches. She's got 2 shields. There's a very solid chance now that she shields at least one of these power-up punches and shields that one. She can shield the other one. That's going to be the game deciding factor here because I have to tank this, and then I also have to deal with the muck in the back, and that's a problem. But if I can pull both shields, I have psycho boosts for muck in the back, so I'm going to bait with the power-up punch again. Hopefully she'll shield this, and I'm going to be able to get the foul play off on either this or the muck afterwards. But I'm going to go straight for power-up punch here because I've double boosted, and I'm afraid she's going to get to the frenzy plant before I can get to a foul play. So going to go ahead and do that. And it's a CMP tie, which is fantastic. So now I can go down, and now with no shields left on either side, Deoxys is going to easily be able to get a Psycho Boost off on this Muck before it can get to a Dark Pulse because it had just thrown all of its energy into me before, so I know it's energy dry. Psycho Boost is going to be one counter shot, and she throws a move. I'm terrified. If this is a Dark Pulse, it's game over. I did win the match at this point, but I still, I want to be able to make sure that I'm playing the best I can. So we're going to be able to get the Psycho Boost off right before the Meganium is going to be able to farm me down, and that's going to be a good game. That's a 3-0. This is the first 3-0 I think I've had so ever. So excellent games, though, to my opponent. That was exciting. Now, straight up against ZT Smith here. Let me pull his team up here for you, just so you can kind of get a look. He and I are running some very similar... That is not... live editing on the fly here. Let's do it. All right, so we're... Pardon me. Pardon the dust. But we come into a Deoxys mirror first off here. So you can see his team, right? So his team's up on the screen here. In my heebie-jeebie video editing here on the on the fly here. All right, so ignoring all of that weirdness, Deoxys on both sides is going to be kind of tricky. And we've both got the Giratina, we've both got the Pidgeot. The only differences here are going to be the Snorlax, Obstagoon, and Swampert. So, in my opinion, the Deoxys is going to be good against him, and then so is my Pidgeot. My Pidgeot is able to hard wall 2 things on his team, and it's also going to be able to deal with Swampert. Goon doesn't have the greatest matchup because of the moveset that it has, and then Pidgeot, obviously, that is... that's going to be basically a wash. So he's staying in with his Deoxys here, which makes me think that there's a chance that he might have things weak to me in the back. Now, he's going to tank the energy, and then Snorlax is going to come in. And this is one of those things that's actually kind of weak to Pidgeot. However, he's going to be able to get there before me, fortunately. And he's going to throw Body Slam. I have to no-shield this. That's fine. I've got my Scrafty, so this is actually prime farm down. Now that our switch clocks are so out of sync, I have a free, like, half a minute where I can come in with my Scrafty, which I'm going to do after throwing one more Gust, because just how much time I had left. And I'm going to just punch this thing all the way down, and now I've got energy to threaten Deoxys with the foul plays, and I'm not going to shield this, even though it's a superpower, most likely. I hit him with the Feather Dance. I don't need to worry about it. It's not going to deal that much damage. So, farming down with Scrafty. And then he's going to come in, once again, probably with the Deoxys, I think. Yeah, he's got Deoxys. So, a Deoxys at that low, I can power-up punch it. And if he's bringing a Deoxys, there's a good chance that he has something in the back that does not want to see... doesn't want to see my Scrafty. So, I'm thinking he might have Obstagoon or Giratina on the back. And I'm going to punch this thing down, have some energy, and now, what is in the back but Obstagoon? And I don't care if he's got 2 shields for this. My Deoxys and my Scrafty are both going to be able to do enough double super effective counter damage, power-up punch damage, to be able to just obliterate this Obstagoon down to the point where it's not such a problem anymore. Now, obviously, in even scenarios, this thing is scary, just for the simple fact that it's got Night Slash and it's got counter, so those are not easy things for me to deal with one-on-one. But with all the energy that I had on Scrafty, Deoxys having a bunch of energy loaded, having counter and a lot of bulk, I'm going to be able to, take out both of his shields with the Scrafty, and then Deoxys with all the energy is going to be able to just rock slide his Goon, and that's going to be a good game 1. Very, very close, though. Had that Goon gotten to a couple more moves or at any point, I would have had a lot of trouble. So, very neutral matchup here. Pidgeot on Goon, and I can't really swap out because his Goon has a lot of play against my Drapion. So, I am going to stay in here. I'm going to play this out just a bit. I figure if his Goon's in the front here, then there's a solid chance that my Drapeon's going to be able to handle pretty much the rest of the team aside from the Swampert. So as long as he doesn't bring the Swampert out to my Drapeon when it comes out, we're going to be in good shape. But he's going to shield the Feather Dance, so I'm going to look to get ahead on energy with his attack debuff. I'm not shielding this because I just debuffed his attack by 2 stages, and even if it's a cross chop or an ice slash, doesn't matter. I'm going to be able to get this energy lead, and I'm going to be able to land a Sludge Bomb, or at least threaten a shield with a Sludge Bomb. I already threatened to shield off him once with the Feather Dance, so we're going to see if he shields again. He will tank the Sludge Bomb, which is a huge call for me, because Scrafty, once again, is going to be poised to do very well against his team if most of these things are off the board. And Pidgeot comes in. So now I'm able to keep the Goon, which, I mean, Goon is still, like, it's a good matchup for Scrafty, but it's not, you know, amazing by any means. But his Pidgeot's going to be able to take out my Drapeon. Now my Pidgeot's going to come into his, and I'm going to try and get this thing low enough, maybe get him to throw his energy, and then Scrafty basically will be able to come in and start pupping down, or punching down the Pidgeot. But since he just threw the Feather Dance, I'm going to save the energy on my own Pidgeot, and I'm going to go and try and take out this Pidgeot on his side. He's got Goon in the bag with almost no HP, so effectively he's really only got 1 Pokemon left, and he's going to be able to get a move off here. So I have to shield this, even though it's probably just a Feather Dance, and that's unfortunate, because now I have to get to another Power-Up Punch just to get my attack back to where it was. And he comes in with Deoxys. So I need to throw Foul Play here. I'm not going to waste my time or my energy trying to throw a Power-Up Punch. I'm just going to go for the Foul Play, go for the super effective damage, see if I can make something happen against his Goon / Deoxys here. And he's going to be able to get a move off, which is a Rock Slide. I will live the Rock Slide, be able to get a Foul Play off. Now, unfortunately, the switch clocks weren't quite back up. What I would have done if the switch clock was up is I would have swapped out the Scrafty to clear the debuff, and then I would have been able to come in on the come in later with energy. But here's the thing: he has no shields left. His Deoxys is super low, and he's gonna get there. But is my Scrafty gonna be able to get there? That's the thing. So now what I need to do is I need to try and get one more power or one more punch off. But he's got the Psycho Boost, and he's gonna be able to take me by a hair here. Very well played, my opponent. That was very close. I feel like there's probably a couple of different things that could have gone different in that game to maybe flip it, but it was still very close, well played, etc. Snorlax against the Deoxys. I brought the Deoxys again. Again, it just felt like the strongest lead, and I brought literally the same, almost the same team all 3 times. He's not swapping out of the Snorlax, so I'm loading up on energy on Drapeon. There's no need for me to throw Crunch until I've got at least 2, because pretty much at this point, anything he swaps in on me, with that much energy, he's gonna lose it. There's no matchup that he has in his team that not even the Swampert could overcome Drapeon with over 2 crunches worth of energy. So he does shield, and I'm able to pull the shield as well as get a defense drop. So he's basically in a superpower and dip. But I will, because the switch clock is so out of sync at this point, I will go ahead and I will let the superpower go. Because I feel like with Scrafty and Deoxys in the back, with the Snorlax where it is on its energy, I feel like I'm going to be able to pretty simply mop up the Snorlax later on. So I'm going to come in with my Deoxys, as it's the best matchup against the Pidgeot here, and I will take whatever this is. Could be a Brave Bird. It's the Brave Bird this time, so now I'm really feeling good, because I can go and possibly counter it down, but I'm going to throw the Rock Slide instead. I'm expecting the Snorlax to come back in. I want to see if he wants to shield this Pidgeot here, which he doesn't. It's got Brave Bird debuff. It probably doesn't need the shield at this point, but he's got Snorlax, and aside from Pidgeot, everything else on this team can be dealt with my Scrafty. Even Deoxys can be dealt with, especially now that I know it has Rock Slide. So I'm going to let this go. I don't expect it to be anything that can KO me, and I'm going to leave the energy on my Deoxys, and I'm going to go ahead and try and punch down, and he's got Deoxys. This is already going to be close. I've got 2 shields to 1 shield, and I can go straight for foul plays here, and I'm pretty confident that this is going to go well. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to continue for the foul plays, whether he shields or not. I've got 2 shields, and I don't need to shield the first move, but I definitely need to shield the last 2. Because if he is able to land too many Rock Slides, the counter damages will just add up way too quickly, and it'll be a good game on my end. So gonna throw the foul play, and now he doesn't shield this. I feel like at this point I'm gonna go for Power-Up Punch, because it's so low. I can just threaten more with counters. The Power-Up Punch damage is going to be more effective than getting 2 more counters in and trying to get a foul play off. So he's going to get the shield on that, and at this point I can shield this, safely take out Deoxys, and then power or punch down whatever's left of the Snorlax. Now, he did have a move on the Snorlax. He did have a lot of energy. So I'm glad to save the shield for that. And now, punch down Snorlax, and then we're going to punch down Deoxys, and that's going to be a good game. I do come in with my Deoxys just in case he has a move ready, but that's it. Now, last battle against Wadage. I don't know how to say your name, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm going to pull his team up here real quick. Much smaller picture, so I'm going to adjust that on the fly. Me and my impromptu video editing, forgive me. No video editing skills whatsoever, so the genius is all you get. Alright, so kind of hard to see, but you see the team there on the right. He's got Nidoqueen, Scrafty, Blastoise, Pidgeot, Ninetales, and Toxicroak. My first impression here is that my Giratina is about to go off. And because he has Pidgeot, I actually switch out Giratina's Shadow Claw into Dragon Tail for this game. What you're going to see is probably the biggest decision that I made to flip the game in my favor, because he wasn't even expecting it to my knowledge. So, going to get straight into the game. Nidoqueen on the lead versus my Deoxys. I definitely am happy. And so I put Thunderbolt on it because no Talonflame, nothing is double weak to rock. Ninetales is manageable, and Thunderbolt hits the Blastoise, which is probably the biggest Deoxys counter he's got, and also is able to hit Scrafty for neutral, hit Toxicroak for neutral, hit Pidgeot for super effective. So Thunderbolt threatens a lot of the team. So I come in with my Giratina, and now he realizes I have Dragon Tail, and I'm going to go straight for Dragon Pulse before he's going to be able to get to the Feather Dance. I'm going to be able to throw this. If he shields, that's okay. He's going to go for Feather Dance most likely. I'll probably shield as well. But he doesn't shield. The Dragon Pulse connects. And at this point, I'm able to flip switch. Flip the matchup. Take out the Pidgeot, which is going to be probably the biggest pain to my own Pidgeot. And by doing this, what I'm going to be able to do here, do the Brave Bird too. My Deoxys is going to be able to continue to threaten with those Psycho Boosts, and he's got Scrafty, I've got Pidgeot. So we're looking pretty good as far as the matchup's concerned. Now, I'm going to let him take this foul play to the bank, and if it takes me out, great. If not, I'm going to be able to get a move off. But no, unfortunately, the foul play is just enough to take out my my Giratina, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to just whittle away at this Nidoqueen with my Deoxys. I'm not interested necessarily in winning this matchup as much as I am potentially peeling off a shield and then whittling down the Nidoqueen to the point where I can either farm it down with Pidgeot or take it out entirely and leave his Scrafty be the only thing with Pidgeot. And that is an easy good game. I got the shield off of him, so now all I have to do is land a Brave. So like all I have to do is land a Brave Bird against the Scrafty, and that's going to be a game one. So Deoxys is going to continue to hurl these Psycho Boosts, and I'm going to save a shield for Pidgeot just in case something goes wrong. Earth Power is going to connect to Deoxys. That's going to easily take it out. And then Pidgeot either farms down the Nidoqueen and goes for Brave Bird, or if he's going to come in with the Scrafty, which I kind of expect to do at this point, going to go for Poison Fang. I won't shield that, but he comes in with the Scrafty, and I'm just going to go straight for Brave Bird. I don't expect that the Nidoqueen is going to be able to take me out with a Poison Fang at this point. So, yeah, I've got way too much HP for the Poison Jabs to take me out, despite the defense drop, but it was pretty close. So, a little careless on my end, but I lead with the Giratina this time, expecting it to be, since it's the safest thing on my team, just figure I'll try to win the lead here, but instead I'm going to try and go straight into my Deoxys, and I'm going to go ahead and load up on energy, try to bait out what could potentially be the Blastoise or something else so that he wants to keep Scrafty on the, I wanted him to keep Scrafty on the Giratina. I wanted to see if I could get him to do that, but he didn't. So, smartly, he stays in. He's probably got another answer. He's probably brought his Pidgeot. So, he's got Nidoqueen, and I'm going to go a little bit over on energy, and I'm going to go for Psycho Boosts here. I'm going to try and either peel Shield off of him, or I'm going to look to do a bunch of damage to Nidoqueen. And he's going to shield up the first Psycho Boost very smartly, and then I'm going to go for the Poison Fang here. I will meet him back with the Psycho Boost, since that Earth Power is enough to take me out, so I won't be able to get it off. But Giratina is going to be able to come in and load up on energy. I don't need to necessarily worry about a move here. If he tries to bait me with Poison Fang, that's a problem on his end. But I'm no shielding this regardless, even though it's probably an Earth Power at this point. So, going to hit me with the Earth Power. That sucks, but I'm going to be able to... I was going to go for the Shadow Ball there, but it was not a CMP tie like I thought. So, now I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball after going for just one more Dragon Tail, and then it's going to be able to come in with the Pidgeot. And now my Pidgeot with 2 shields against this Pidgeot, unfortunately, is also behind on energy. So here's the problem. I need to load up on energy here, and I don't. I go straight for Brave Bird, I believe, which is probably a mistake. I think I load up a little bit and go for the Brave Bird before he can get to another move. But unfortunately, it just doesn't end up being enough, even with the shield. The Pidgeot's going to be able to take me out here. I'm going to save the shield for my Giratina and attempt to take it out that way. And then the Pidgeots are going to take each other out, so no free farm for the Giratina. So Giratina's going to come straight in with almost no HP, and going to throw the Poison Fang, and then all the Scrafty has to do is either hit me with a move, or the Nidoqueen has to get to a move. It's pretty much game over at this point. So quite unfortunate, but I do lose game 2. He just outplayed me at that point. I don't think there's anything else I could really have done about that. But well played, well played, well played. So game 3, the deciding game here. Pidgeot to Deoxys. This is the dream lead here. This is where I want to see the Pidgeot if I can. And I opted to bring my Drapion instead of Scrafty this time. I'm kind of hoping that me putting the Aqua Tail move on my Drapion is going to be able to throw him off, because he really seems to like Nidoqueen against me here. So going to throw the Thunderbolt. I have now shown him that I have the Thunderbolt, so probably going to throw a move. He's going to throw a move. Probably going to be the Brave Bird. He gets me with the Feather Dance, though. All the mind games with the Pidgeot, so I immediately swap out and bring in Drapion, and he's going to counter swap with Nidoqueen. I'm going to head on energy, and I'm going to go straight for Aqua Tails. There's Spammy, and he has to go for an Earth Power to take me out, so I'm going to go for as many Aqua Tails as I can, and then if he gets to the Earth Power, so be it. I can't spend another shield, though, because the Pidgeot has energy, and I need to save the shield for either Giratina or Deoxys, depending on the situation. But he's going to be able to get to a move here, and Earth Power is going to take me out from this range for sure. But I do just decide to shield it. I can't let Nidoqueen go nuts about anything on my team here, so I do undercharge, and what I'm going to hope to do here is try and get a little bit of farm in, but I just not enough. So basically at this point, Scrafty's going to come in, start punching my lights out, and I'm going to let the Aqua Tails go as many as I can before the Scrafty's going to be able to take me out. That's basically my whole plan here, is just to whittle down the Scrafty as far as I can. Just going straight for Power Punch, not messing around, not trying to farm down. So Power Punch is going to come through. I'm going to go straight to my Deoxys and actually save the Drapion for later. Wondering what he might have in the back there. So Nidoqueen is now off the table, and Pidgeot is back there. So I have just enough energy on my Drapion that I could get there to move against the Pidgeot if I need to. But at this point, Giratina is looking pretty strong here. I will go ahead and bring in the Giratina, I believe, because it resists those counters. And nope, Drapion's coming in to do a little bit more damage against Scrafty. So my plan here now is basically get to a move with my Giratina. And I do thankfully know from my own experience that a Brave Bird will not one-shot my Giratina, even from the range that it would need to get to a few more gusts. So I'm going to be able to get to a move here against this Pidgeot, even if they throw the Brave Bird. Now, if he throws the Brave Bird, though, I will be able to farm him down and throw the Dragon Pulse against the Scrafty, which is actually now what unfolds. You can see here very quickly that Dragon Tail is going to be able to KO this thing and get the Dragon Pulse just in time against Scrafty. That was a super close game, but very well played to my opponent. Those were some sweaty games, dude. I was so ecstatic, though, to win. That was the match where Wadaj was, I'm calling you Wadaj because I don't know how to say it. That Wadaj was undefeated in first place. It was my honor to play and beat this person. They are a diamond tier faction specialist, just to put that out there. So me, my lowly self, who has started Silph but a month ago, is competing with these people and actually taking the win. I think that's exciting. I am very happy to be able to say that I was part of this tournament. All these battles were an absolute honor, and without a doubt, just super exciting, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. Now, that's it for me, guys. Again, I'm on Metafy now, by the way, and that's pretty awesome. So if you're looking to get some coaching for Pokemon Go, please check out my Metafy page or even my Patreon page, where I've got Discord access for meta tips and everything. So if you guys want to check that out, would really appreciate it. If not, that's okay. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye-bye.